On this Wellness Wednesday, the new class of weight loss drugs that include Ozempic and Mounjaro continue to make headlines as new findings are published. So we invited Dr. David Winter of Baylor Scott & White Health to weigh in on the conversation because literally everybody is having it. Good morning to you, Dr.
Good morning.
Winter.
Good to be with you here.
So glad to have you. Okay, so let's start off with you telling us, of course, the names. I named a few in that intro of the medications that people are starting to take. And do they all actually work the same?
They work pretty much the same. There are 8 of them now on the market.
Wow.
There's Ozempic, Wegovy. Those are actually the same drugs, same company. One is marketed for diabetics, one's marketed for weight loss.
So they separate it now. Okay, interesting, because I know that was a problem when it first started.
Rybelsus is also the same drug, but it's in a pill form, the only one so far in a pill form. And then there's these older drugs, Trulicity, Saxenda, Victoza. Those don't work quite as well, but they do still work. They've been out for a while. The newer ones are the ones I just mentioned, plus 2 new ones, Mounjaro.
Yes.
That one, and then Zepbound, same exact drugs, one marketed for diabetics, one marketed though for those. Now let me tell you how these things work because it's really
tell me
interesting.
how it works.
There's 2 things that they do. One, there's this hormone in your brain, a hunger hormone, and they dial it down. They don't turn it off, but they dial it down. Then in the stomach, they slow stomach emptying, so you get full quicker and you stay full longer. Now people tell me that they still get hungry, but they get saturated. They don't need that much food anymore. They work wonderfully.
So I hope I have the right terminology, but it almost sounds like a gastric bypass in a way, just without the surgical need to go with it. Am I right?
You know, they kind of do. And in fact, gastric bypass surgery is less because of these drugs right now.
Really? Okay, so that makes sense. They kind of do the same thing. Now, what about side effects? Because obviously people run into problems, especially when it comes to medications.
Yeah, the side effects, the typical ones, you'll have some nausea, maybe some abdominal cramping, maybe constipation. Those are usually minimal or not there. You have to start slow with the drugs and work up, and then we don't see much of that. Major side effects, well, significant ones, hair loss for some people, particularly women, after 3 to 4 months, tends to go away in the next couple of months, so not really a big deal.
Wow.
And then if you lose weight too quickly, you're gonna get muscle atrophy, and your skin's gonna get wrinkly. So you need to work out and keep your muscles pumped up, otherwise you're gonna have that muscle problem.
Got it. Okay, so we're not just taking the medication. We can't be lazy with it, right? Eat whatever we want, do whatever we want, sit on the couch and watch Netflix. We have to be taking this medication and then also being proactive with it. Now, that leads me into my next question of how long do we actually stay on this medication? Because I've heard the stories where people get off and they literally gain all the weight back that they just lost.
Yeah, it depends on why you're taking it. Now, if you're a diabetic, you're going to stay on it from then on. Now, if you're taking it for weight loss, it depends on how much weight you need to lose. You get down to I've had some people lose 60, 70 pounds. That takes more than a year.
Right.
But when you get to your target weight, then we try to gradually cut back on the dose and find out, can you get off? Some people can get off. Many people don't. They'll gain the weight back. So some people can be on these for a very, very long time.
Interesting. Okay, so it's almost like a long-term situation for some people if needed, especially if you can't get into that lifestyle that is required of it.
You know, doctors talk about when people have high blood pressure, you treat that, get it controlled. You don't stop the medicine. Diabetes, you don't stop the medicine. With these, for some folks, you won't stop it. You'll be on it for a long time.
Interesting. Okay, so how do you qualify for these medications? Because I know tons of people want to do it, but are there some people should not take? Are there warning signs? Are there cons to this that, right? Because we hear all the things of, yes, we're losing 60 to 70 pounds and we're doing all the things, but not everything is always as cheery and happy as it sounds.
When you say qualified to me, I mean, how do you get that paid for? Well, right now, if you're a diabetic, if you're a type 2 diabetic, not a type 1, not juvenile diabetic, a type 2 diabetic, you can get paid for by most insurance companies. Most insurance companies won't pay for weight loss right now. That's a problem. Because let me tell you also, long-term side effects, we didn't talk about this, long-term are good side effects. With these drugs, there's less high blood pressure, there's less heart attacks, less strokes, less kidney disease. Big studies on those. Smaller studies say maybe less dementia. New study last week, maybe less cancers.
Wow.
These drugs are remarkable. So should we get off these? Maybe we should stay on these for a long time.
I was about to say, it sounds like it's quite positive indeed. Very, very good, Dr. Winter. Thank you so much for breaking it down for us this morning.